Hello students, this is Pallav Darbari. Welcome you all in my YouTube channel Pallav Darbari Classes. In this session we will discuss business environment. Let us discuss the meaning of business environment. Business environment refers to all the external forces which affect the business from outside. In short, we can say it is the sum total of individuals, institutions and other forces which affect the business from outside. Let us see the features of business environment. The first feature is external forces. Second, specific and general forces. Third, interrelationship. Fourth, dynamic. Fifth, uncertain. Sixth, complex. Seventh, relative. Let us discuss all these features one by one. The first feature is external forces. Listen, business environment consists of all the forces which are affecting the business from outside. So the forces which affect the business are external forces. And under the external forces, government comes, competitors comes, consumers comes, because these are the forces which are affecting the business from outside. Government is not intervening in the policies. Competitors are not sitting inside the organization and changing the policies. Consumers are not sitting on the entrepreneur's seat and advise him or give the instruction to do this thing or that thing. I mean, because of his likes, because of government policies, because of competitors' reactions, the business entrepreneurs are changing the policies. So these are the external forces. The second feature is specific and general forces. Business environments are specific forces as well as general forces. Listen, specific forces are those forces which are directly affecting the business. And general forces are those forces which are not directly affecting the business but indirectly affecting the industry and the business organization as a whole. Try to explain the things with the example. When we are talking about the specific forces, suppose the consumers are not liking McDonald's, then only the McDonald's will be affected. Why? Because the consumers don't like the burgers of McDonald's. That is the general forces. Suppose the government has framed the policies that they will ban Chinese product, then all the Chinese firm will be affected by it. So it's a general forces that will be applicable to all the Chinese companies. And in the earlier case, the force was individually or only affecting McDonald's. The third feature is interrelationship. Most of the external forces in a business environment are interrelated. Change in the general factors may also influence the or also lead to the change in the specific forces. For example, the change in the technology, greater awareness of health will definitely affect the consumer taste and consumer preferences. So we can say that change in the technologies are also affecting the consumer taste and preferences. So we can say that external factors are interconnected with each other. The fourth feature is dynamic. When I say dynamic, it means changeable. Business environment is keep on changing due to change in taste, technologies, consumers response, competitors, policies, etc. The next feature is uncertain. The continuous change in the external forces make the business environment uncertain. We never know when the business environment will affect the business, whether it will affect this year or it will affect 2 years later or 3 years later or will not affect at all. We don't know. The effect of the business environment is totally uncertain. The next feature is complex. Business environment is totally complex. Why? Because it is very difficult to tell how the business environment will affect the business. It may be possible that business environment will be beneficial to one organization and adversely affect the another organization. So it is very difficult to find out how the business environment will affect the organization, whether it will affect favorably or adversely. Next is relative. Business environment vary from organization to organization or country to country. For example, right now all the countries have framed the policies which are not beneficial for Chinese company, but it is beneficial for the Indian company. So business environment is favorable for India but not for China. So business environment vary from country to country or situation to situation. Let us discuss the importance of business environment. It enables the firm to identify opportunities and getting the first move advantage. Second is it helps the firm to identify threat and early warning signals. Third, it helps in trapping useful resources. Fourth, it helps in coping with rapid changes. Fifth, it helps in planning and policy formation. Sixth, it helps in improving performance. Let us discuss all these importance in detail. The first is it enables the firm to identify opportunities and getting the first move advantage. Remember one thing, if the person is having the information about the opportunities that will happen in the future, he will frame the strategies so that he can avail the maximum benefit. For example, suppose in the near future the demand for cotton product will increase, and the person is having the idea that in the near future the demand of cotton product will increase, and he will make the arrangement and he will frame the policies, he will start marketing their product right now. Definitely he will the person, when the opportunity will come, he is the first person who avail all the benefits. Why? Because he is the only person in the market. The next important is it helps the firm to identify threat and early warning signals. If the person is having the information about the business environment, and if he identify the threats earlier, he will get the time period to prepare the strategies and can convert threat into opportunities that will be the beneficial for the organization. The next is it helps in trapping useful resources. Business environment is also beneficial. Suppose if right now we know that in the near future the particular resource will, there will be a shortage of particular resources. If we are having the information about it, definitely right now we just make the provisions, put all the resources in the stock so that when the situation will come, we can easily subside it. So this will be beneficial in trapping the useful resources. The next is it helps in coping with rapid changes. If we are having the information that in the near future the technology will change and we start making the provision to update the technology, definitely we can subside this problem. The next importance is it helps in planning and policy formation. A clear understanding and the analysis of the business environment helps to formulate plans for the future so that we can face the challenges beautifully. It helps in improving performance also. A continuous monitoring of the business environment and adopting suitable business help the businessman to improve the performance, because timely the training is being provided to the employees and now they become fluent and they can do the things properly. Let us discuss the elements or the dimensions of business environment. This particular topic, that is dimension and the elements of business environment, is very important. 3 to 4 marks question can be asked from this topic. Firstly, I just tell what is the meaning of the dimensions. Dimension means the forces which are affecting the business directly or indirectly from outside. These external forces may be divided into two categories. One is the general environment and the other one is the specific environment. General environment indirectly influence the working of a business, and specific environment is directly affecting the business. General environment includes economic, social, political, legal, and technological environment. Let us discuss all the general environment in detail. The first one is economic environment. Economic environment refers to all those forces which have economic impact on the business activities. It includes inflation, interest rates, money supply, etc. The economic factors can serve either as a positive opportunity or a threat to the business. The next element is social environment. Social environment represents customs, tradition, values, cultures, beliefs, norms, etc. It affects the business. In order to enjoy social sanctions, business must discharge social responsibilities, otherwise the government start imposing obligations on us. So it is very important. All the business want to sell the product to the consumers, so the businessman should respect and should have the complete information about the customs and traditions. It influences the style and the working of the management. According to the customs, according to the traditions, we should frame the environment in the organization, otherwise the confusion and the chaos will be maximum. The next is technological environment. It includes all the forces related to scientific implementations and innovations of producing goods and services. Business enterprises must be adaptable to new technologies if they want to survive in the market, if they want to grow. The next is political environment. It includes the policies or the attitude of the government towards the organization. Example, in the 1977, Janata Party followed a strict policy against MNCs and forced the companies like Coca-Cola and IBM to move out of India. That was the views, that was the policy, that was in the manifesto of the government. Legal environment. Legal environment refers to the change in the legislations. Every businessman has to go according to the changes. It consists of legislation that have been passed by the parliament or state legislatures. These legislatures prescribe the rules and laws which have to be followed by the organization. Let us see the features of the economic policy. Listen, the features of the economic policy we have already discussed during the economic session. In this chapter 3, we have already discussed all these things in detail. So here right now I just give the idea to you only. In the new economic policy, we are having delicensing, we are having de-reservations. De-reservation means the area which is earlier reserved for the public sector should be opened up for the private sector right now. The first one was delicensing. It means that earlier the private sector has to procure the license. Only after procuring the license they can do the production. That is being replaced. The next one is disinvestment. The equity of the share is being sold to the private sectors so that the privatization should spread. The next is increase in foreign equity participation. Government frame the policies so that maximum FDI or FII should come in the country. The next is liberalization of import technologies. We should make lenient rules and regulations so that the importing of the technology becomes simple. Why? Because for the development of the industry it is important. The next is promotion of the small scale industries. We made simple rules and regulations. After the new economic policies, MSME Act is being passed so that the small scale sector should flourish. The next is establishment of the Foreign Investment Promotion Board. The main purpose of this particular board is that the finance becomes easy. The next is changing the Monopoly Restricted Trade Policy Act. This act is totally being replaced by the Competition Act so that the private sector should feel comfortable and entering in the market. Let us see the impact of the new economic policy. First is increasing competition. Second is more demanding customers. Then change in technological environment. Then necessity for change. Then need for developing human resources. Then market orientation. Then reduction in budgetary support to public sector. Let us discuss the impact of the new economic policy one by one. The first is increasing competition. Because of new economic policy, the competition increases between the private sector and the public sectors. Earlier, the entry of the private sector was restricted because of licensing. By opting the delicensing, the competition between them started. The next is more demanding consumers. Because of new economic policy, consumer becomes the king. Now every activity is being encircling around him so that he should be trapped. He should be, motivated to give favor to the producer by purchasing his product. The next is rapid changing technological environment. Because of the new economic policy, it becomes mandatory for the business organization to adopt the changes in the technologies, otherwise they will be out of the competition. Necessity for changes. Because of the demand and supply, every organization has to make changes because of the changes going on in the business environment so that they can trap the consumers. The next is need for developing human resources. For the first time, it is being realized that the proper training should be given, proper technical education should be given to the college going students or the school going students so that their skills should be improved. That is good for the development of human resources. The next is market orientation. Earlier, selling was done according to the producers. Now the selling is being done keeping the consumers in the mind. That is beneficial for the consumers point of view because for the first time the consumer sovereignty is being considered. The last impact is reducing the budgetary support of public sector. Earlier, most of the public sector was running at a loss. Because of the new economic policy, the burden of the government has reduced. Why? Because of the demonetization, or because, sorry, earlier the burden on the public sector was more. Most of the public sector was running at a loss, and government faced it hard to manage the public sectors. So because of privatization, this burden has totally been removed. That's all we have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all.